So guys, first and foremost, I want to apologize for the timing of this video. Had trouble shooting the video because, well, this is on my smartphone and ran out of space. And over the next few days after that, kind of forgot. But problem's been resolved. Today I remembered. So as I promised, I'm going to be getting on sections 4, 5, and 6 of Article 1 of the Constitution. So let's get started. Section 4 of Article 1. The times, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof. But the Congress may at any time, by law, make or alter such regulations except as to the place of choosing senators. So this is pretty self-explanatory. The states have the responsibility to make the laws for the time, the places, and the way that elections are held for their senators and representatives. So our founding fathers, instead of leaving that up to the central government, they decided to keep away from making the government too centralized and allowing the states some rights here. And it was never the goal of the founding fathers to have a central government that has too much power. So they didn't centralize it too much. So they gave the states some rights, but they did allow Congress here, like the Congress of the federal government, to alter these regulations, any one of these regulations, except for the regulations that dictate the place of the choosing of senators. Pretty self-explanatory. Moving on, the Congress shall assemble at least once in every year, and such meetings shall be on the first Monday in December, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. Also pretty self-explanatory. Congress has to meet at least once a year, and it has to be on the first Monday in December, unless they appoint a law that, unless they pass a law that appoints a different day. Section 5. Each house shall be the judge of elections, returns, and qualifications of its own members, and a majority of each shall constitute a quorum to do business, but a smaller number may adjourn from day to day, and be authorized to compel the attendance of absent members in such manner and under such penalties as each house may provide. So here it's saying that each house is the judge or the determiner of the outcome of each of the elections, the returns and qualifications of its own members. So member of Congress is reelected. They're the judge of that. They pretty much determine what happened. They pretty much determine the outcome of the election for him, and qualifications of its own members. So that's if he's qualified to continue, they'll keep him. They'll say, okay, yes, you get to stay, and if no, then no, he has to go. And a majority of each shall constitute a quorum to do business. So right now the Republicans control the Congress, so they're the majority. And here it says majority of each shall constitute a quorum to do business. That's a standard to do business. That's, in other words, a set of rules to do business in the Congress. But a smaller number may adjourn from day to day and be authorized to compel the attendance of absent members in such manner and under such penalties as each house provides. So here it also allows a smaller number of like a smaller party perhaps to be authorized to go outside of Congress, be adjourned for a while, and go out to the absent members of Congress, those who were not in attendance at this meeting, and force them to come. And if they don't if they do not attend, even after being told to, they may be penalized based on the rules that each house has set. So let's move on, and moving on here, and still continuing the previous thought here. Each house may determine the rules of its proceedings, punish its members for disorderly behavior, and, with the concurrence of 2/3, expel a member. So here, still continuing that thought from the previous section, that each house may determine the rules of its proceedings. So pretty much a code of conduct, if you will, for each member during their proceedings. So let's say a fist fight breaks out in Congress over a particular law. Very unlikely, but it has happened before. It happened a lot during the 1800s over slavery and the book Uncle Tom's Cabin. It did happen. But Congress can make rules that say no fist fights. If you do, you can get thrown out. There'll pretty much be a hearing for you, and if 2/3 of the members agree, then you'll be expelled from Congress. Each house shall keep a journal of its proceedings, and from time to time publish the same, excepting such parts as may be in their judgment require secrecy, and the yeas and nays of the members of either house on any question shall, at the desire of 1/5 of those present, be entered into the journal. So now it's saying that both houses of the Congress have to keep a journal of their proceedings. So everything that's said during the meeting over the bills and whatnot have to be written down. And everything has to be written down except for those parts that they determine have to remain secret. And the yeas and nays of each member of either house in any question shall, at the desire of 1/5 of those present, be entered into your journal. So they also have to write down the number of yeses and the number of nos on a bill, and at the desire of 1/5 of the present members, the names of the people who said yes and the names of the people who said no will also be entered into this journal. Moving on, neither house during the session of Congress shall, without the consent of the other, adjourn for more than 3 days, nor to any other place than that in which the two houses shall be sitting. So that's pretty self-explanatory. House representatives cannot be adjourned for more than 3 days during session without the consent of the Senate, and the Senate cannot be adjourned for more than 3 days during session without the consent of the House of Representatives. Section 6. The senators and representatives shall receive a compensation for their service to be ascertained by the law and paid out from the Treasury of the United States. So this is where your tax dollars with direct taxes go to. It goes to the Treasury of the United States, and it's supposed to go to, and where those direct taxes go to, they go to the members of government. Who've so far been named here, it would be the senators and representatives. So all those tax dollars are to go to pay the senators and representatives for their services in the lawmaking lawmaking for the United States of America. And they shall, in all cases, except treason, felony, and breach of peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their respective houses, and in going and returning from the same, and for any speech and debate in either house, they shall not be questioned in any other place. So it's saying that that the members of Congress shall be privileged from arrest during their session in Congress, going to or from the same, and they shall also be privileged from being questioned for a speech or debate in their respective house. They're privileged from all that unless they've committed one of the following 3 crimes: treason, a felony, or breach of peace, like say stirring up a riot. So it's that simple. And if they haven't committed one of those 3, then they cannot be questioned or arrested. Moving on. No senator or representative shall, during time for which he was elected, be appointed to any civil office under the authority of the United States, which shall have been created, or the emoluments, I guess that's how, emoluments, wherefore shall have been increased during such time, and no person holding any office under the United States shall be a member of either house during his continuance in office. So, here is saying that no senator or representative, no member of Congress, suffice to say, for the time which he was elected, they may not be appointed to any civil office, any civil office under the United States, and receive the pay or compensation for that, which is for that office, which is what the word emoluments mean, payment for services during their time in Congress. So that's that simple. So that should finish the video for today. If I'm able to, I'll do another video tomorrow. That's if I'm able to. I hope I am. I don't know, but whenever I can, I'll be going on to sections 7 and 8. So that'll be the next video. That'll be part 4. We've just finished part 3 of the Constitution Explained. So hope you guys have enjoyed, and goodbye.